It's time for the long-awaited comparison of the Babyzen Yoyo2 to the Joolz Aer Plus. As a mom, there are many features of these strollers that are very similar, but there are a few key differences that's going to make one of these the clear winner. If you're new here, I'm Emily. I'm the stroller mom. I'm the mom of 2, almost 3. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel because it helps us be able to review more strollers for you. And if you ever have any questions, I love helping parents find the best stroller for them, so be sure to comment below. Okay, jumping in, let's start out with the price of both of these strollers because there actually is a difference. Both of these strollers come with what you see here and a dust bag. So what that means is it's like a lighter bag that's nice for storage and you can use it for travel, but it definitely isn't going to protect the stroller. The Babyzen Yoyo retails at almost $500, whereas the Joolz Aer is almost $450. So there's a $50 price difference between these two strollers, and they have almost the same features, almost the same weight capacity, similar sizes, both fit and overhead bin. So that price difference is definitely making the Joolz Aer start out as the clear winner. Okay, so starting with the handlebars, these strollers are at the same height and they both have really nice leather handlebars. The one key difference is the Yoyo does have this safety strap, but I have found that that's not as essential on compact travel strollers as it is like on jogging strollers. Moving down to the canopies, this is the Yoyo's canopy and you can see it's pretty sufficient for what it is. It does have a plastic peekaboo window here at the top, which is really nice. I am a big fan of peekaboo windows. My biggest downside for this peekaboo window is there's no cover. So if your baby is napping, depending on where the sun's at, you might have some sun shining through, so you can put like a blanket or something on top of it. But overall, it's really nice that it does have it. There is no additional extension on the canopy for the Yoyo2. Moving over to the Joolz Aer Plus, I really like the canopy. It is big, it is spacious. I love how wide it is, especially when using a car seat. It's really nice to have that full coverage when you're using this with an infant. It's easy to use. It doesn't hit your hands up on the handlebar, which is a big deal for me if you've watched any of my other videos. And it does have a really nice extension that is zippered here and mesh panel. My biggest downside to the Joolz Aer Plus is that it does not have a peekaboo window. While it does have this nice mesh panel that you can kind of see in on, you really have to like lean back, and unless your child's in the recline position, you're not going to necessarily be able to see them using this mesh panel. It really is more for airflow, but I love that it has that feature, and I think that if that's the one con of the canopy here, I can live with it, but I do wish that it had a peekaboo window, especially for the younger years. Moving down to the seat, this is going to be one of the biggest differences you're going to see in these two strollers. Right now, looking at the Yoyo2, you can see that this seat is in the most upright position, and it has, even in the most upright position, a recline. This is something that you don't see in a lot of stroller reviews, and most people don't talk about until they have the stroller. But especially for your older babies, your 6 months plus, who are sitting on their own, having a recline like this, even in the most upright position, kids want to sit up. And so that is a big downside to me of the Yoyo2. In fact, it's one of the worst, most upright reclines of all the compact travel strollers of its competitors right now. It also does not necessarily have a super high seat back, and I'll get into the buckles in a minute, but I just think overall the seat on the Yoyo leaves some things to be desired. Bumping into the buckles, you can see here that they do not have the no rethread, which a lot of the newer strollers do, like the Joolz. And the buckles are, you do have a 5-point harness, but you have to play with them a lot more to be able to get them to line up. And I do find that I'm often having to finagle them while trying to find them under my child, and it is not my favorite. Moving over to the Joolz, I love the seat back. I love this top part that you can wash. I love that it has no rethread, and the buckles are honestly wonderful. They're super easy to use. They're comfortable. I feel like the no rethread stays where it needs to stay, and look at the height on this seat back. It also is a much better upright positioning than the Yoyo. So an example of this is when I was in Europe. Everyone has the Yoyo. The Yoyo is like the European stroller, especially in big cities like Paris and London. And the number of older children who were pulling the seat up was everywhere. No older child wants to be sitting in that recline position, whereas you don't need to do that on the Joolz Aer. The other thing I will say is the Joolz does sell a bumper bar for their stroller, which is really nice for that older child to kind of help them. You can kind of correct some of that recline. There is off-market ones for the Yo-Yo, but there isn't one sold by Yo-Yo. So again, they're missing some of those added features that we really are liking as parents today in our strollers with our kids. The other thing I will say on the Joolz Aer is I love that an older child can lay back in this stroller because of the added seat height. That is such a nice feature if you're traveling a lot and needing for your child to be able to take a nap on the go. Neither of these strollers include a footrest, but they both sell them separately. That can make it pretty expensive, but it is nice that they both have those features available. And then there is a nice lower seat rest or footrest for your older child. I will say overall, both of these strollers are super sturdy, well made, good quality, and they hold up well. I have had neither of these strollers have had many dings or dents from putting them in my car, traveling with them. Before we dive into the basket and some of those other features, I do want to say one more thing. These two strollers do have a lot of extra accessories available to them, and why these strollers are so similar compared to the Travel or the Bugaboo Butterfly or some of those other ones is that they both sell a newborn bassinet that can be attached. So meaning the seats and the canopies that are on here right now come off. This is considered the 6-month kit, and then you can insert these bassinets to be able to use it from 0 to 6 months. So if you are in a big city and this is going to be your only stroller, that bassinet option is so nice, especially in a compact stroller, and you're not going to see that in the other competitors in this category. So that is something that both of them do really well. In regards to the other features, very similar. They both sell a rain cover and things like that, but I will say the Yo-Yo has a really unique second stroller that can connect, making it a double and then can hang on the handlebar that the Joolz doesn't have, but the Joolz does have some added accessories that you're not seeing on the Yo-Yo just because it is a newer stroller. I also do love the car seat adapters on the Joolz Aer better than the Yo-Yo. Moving to the Recline, the Yo-Yo has these 2 strings on the back, which you kind of can pull and adjust, and you can see it has not a full flat recline, but a decent one. And then you just kind of play with these straps and pull them tight. Again, this is just like, it feels like an older mechanism. You're not seeing this as much on newer strollers as you are back then. But the thing that I do like about the Yo-Yo is it has a nice pocket behind the seat here and in another mesh pocket down here as well, which is really nice. In regards to the Joolz Aer, this is probably my least favorite feature next to not having a peekaboo window. You have to unzipper this whole panel, and you'll probably see this on a lot of reviews if you're looking into this stroller, that's one of the biggest cons. It's not terrible, but it definitely is not the best mechanism for rear recline of most strollers. I do love how tall that seat back is. Like I said, my 3-year-old can lay down in the stroller. I do like that you can have various height settings here, and they have that added mesh panel for airflow. The Joolz also has a nice little storage pocket here in the back, which is nice. The baskets are really nice. I will say I like the Joolz a little bit better just because you can see here it doesn't have the folding mechanism and reinforcement the same way as the Yo-Yo does. I'm really happy with both of their brakes. Their push are great. They do well on cobblestone and traveling. I mean, as well as a compact travel stroller can do. They're some of the best in that category, but they're still not perfect. But they do really well in that. They also both fit in an overhead bin. One of the last things you're going to want to consider is the fold. So the Yo-Yo does not have a one-handed fold, and the Joolz does. And I will say, of these 2 strollers, I will pick the fold, the Joolz, every single day over the Yo-Yo. The Yo-Yo's wheels get stuck, and it drives me crazy. But I'll show you how to fold it. You get used to what you have, as you've heard me say in other videos, but I still think the Yo-Yo's folding mechanism leaves a little to be desired. So you go ahead and push these 2 buttons on the side and recline it, and then you reach under and grab a button, pull a lever, and then the wheels did not get stuck, but oh my goodness, they get stuck all the time. I do love the strap, as I've shared before, on the Yo-Yo, so that is a really nice feature, and it does fit in overhead bins, which is a big deal for travel strollers, so that is really nice about the Yo-Yo. I don't love the wheels, often will hit my clothes, so if I'm wearing like white, it's not my favorite. They do sell like a backpack that's pretty nice for it. On the Joolz Aer, it is a true one-handed fold. You push a button, and you push 2 buttons, and then just fold it in. And then I really like, they have an elastic travel strap. And you can see this. I have never had the wheels get stuck on this stroller in opening and closing it. So here you go. You can see that they are almost the exact same weight. There is a slight difference in size, but it's very minimal. Now let me show you how to open these. So on the Joolz Aer, you can push the 2 buttons just like you did, and it kind of just pops open. It never gets stuck. Like, I am not like exaggerating when I say that, because a lot of travel strollers do. It's beautiful. I love it. On the Yo-Yo, you just kind of pull it, and as you can see, look, beautiful. I'm glad this happened. Do you see that the wheels are stuck? So now I have to try and play and figure out which wheel it just drives me crazy. Anyways, it's fine. It is what it is. So if you haven't already picked up on it, I would say the clear winner of these two strollers is the Joolz Aer. The price difference alone, I think, is a huge difference, but then also having the nice features like the no red Recline, the higher seat back, the bigger basket, the nice push, it fits in the overhead bin. I mean, there are so many features. Also, not as much of a seat recline in the most upright position. The canopy, there are so many things that I think just in these little details, the Joolz Aer is the clear winner, and you get to save $50 in the process. I hope this video helped you decide which stroller is right for you and your family. If you have any questions on either of these two strollers, be sure to comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.